Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have so many of you already on with us tonight. We got Sandra, Dolly, Coretta, Roxanne, Mandy, Elise, Ingrid, Daphne. Good to have you in the ring with us tonight. Good to have, look how many of you are on. Helen, good to see you. Anne-Marie, see you there as well. Alison Cortez, good to have you too. Zoan, Brenda, Arundella, Marlon Thomas, good to have you. Myrna Toby, Sandra, Andrew Everell. Folks, share the broadcast for us. Smash, 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 smash that emoji button as well. We are happy to have you here. Veronica, we see you, Veronica. Then get it right. The PPP, go get it right. Then get it right. GECOM. GECOM gonna get it right, folks. They can get it right one way or the other. We can get it right. Share the broadcast for us. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy and delighted to have all of you here. All of you. Y'all make the program what it is, 500 of you are already on the live. 3 minutes in. And we're privileged. And we're privileged. Please and thank you. Happy that you all are here. Stick around. Stick around. We got a couple of things we want to share with you folks tonight. PPP. You get it right. Jagdeo, Irfan Ali, Nandilal, Ashni, Onej. You get it right. Good evening, folks. Wherever you're joining us from, Dolly, Brenda, Zoan, good to have you folks. Good to have you folks on with us. Claire, Pauline, Debbie, Idris, Roxanne is here too. Bantu King is here as well. Pretty Militia. We want to see the photographs. We want to be empirical. Andrew Griffin is on the live tonight. Doug, John, good to have all of you. Sandra, Debbie, good to have you folks on the broadcast. Lester Williams, Vanessa is here as well. Augustus is here. Good to have Sparkle. I see Cassandra's here too. You're not right unless Cassandra's here. Lynette Finance, great to have all of you. Let me ring the bell one time for all of you. That's for the people. That's y'all. We throw the bell in the chest of the PPP. We ring the bell one time for all of you folks. Beautiful people, welcome to our broadcast. Good to have you folks here with us another evening. Look at the comments. I wish you all were quick to share the same way the comments rolling in. Sparkle says, let's fight. Good to have you here, Sparkle. Good to have you here, Dion and Jacqueline and all the other folks with us. Here is laughable. Paul Slow tells us when the PPP start talking about an anti-corruption unit, it's very laughable. Very, very laughable. They start talking about an anti-corruption unit they're going to set up. And as Paul Slow said recently, well, if you got corruption, what you got to worry about? What do you have to worry about? If you got you got nothing to worry about, folks, the opener tonight. Something to moist the palate. Open the palate up for the main course. Good to have all of you here with us. Folks, the opener tonight. Paul Slow is going to take it away for us in just a second or so. It's more like the or so part. Paul Slow is going to take it away for us in just a second, folks. On where we are. You see? And where we're going. And where we need to be as well. There's a lot of things happening. Desiree, good to see you wonderful folks there. Desiree. Desiree, how you doing? Desiree, how you doing? Do let us know. Folks, I can tell you all, welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. We're happy that you all are here with us. Give us a quick sec, and we can be right there with you all. Give us a quick sec. Yeah, welcome back, folks. Apologies there. We had to dot some I's and cross some T's. Our apologies there. But take a look and take a listen. Paul Slow on this whole corruption unit business. Don't come around with funny PPP. Don't do it.
The issue of corruption has surfaced again. President Irfan Ali has said that his government would establish an anti-corruption unit. Paul Slow, retired assistant police commissioner, describes the announcement as the joke of the century.
And on Sunday, the president said that they're going to establish this anti-corruption unit. Well, it caused me to wonder. Some people said it's the biggest joke of the century, right? It caused me to wonder because not so long ago, the president and all these same PPP people were saying they're going to make corruption. When allegations were made of corruption, that's Jack Newell up on record said he was bring the evidence.
The fight back didn't end there. The evidence was provided by the United States when it sanctioned the Mohammeds and Permanent Secretary May Thomas.
They went so far as to ban the word corruption in Parliament. Parliamentarians could not use the word corruption in the last Parliament. I think it's the 12th Parliament, at least a period. They couldn't use the word corruption. But now they're going to form an anti-corruption unit to deal with what? If there's no corruption, tell me. If there's no corruption, why are you forming an anti-corruption unit?
Slow said that he believes that this turnaround is due to international pressure. He said that if the government is serious, it should give teeth to the so-called whistleblower
This is an act which says that if you're in an office or you're there anywhere you see corruption, you can go and you can make a report and be protected. You make the report and you are protected. The last bombshell report that we got under that same whistleblower thing was Sergeant Bascom, Dean Bascom. When he went live and he alleged that the head of the major crime unit, Superintendent Mitchell Caesar, was given $30 million Ghana by Azuddin Mohammed to cover up the paper shards murder. That was bombshell. Classic whistleblower. Because the man said he been there, he was part of the investigation, been there. What happened? They went after him viciously.
Yep. Paul Slow there telling it as it is, folks. We know it goes down. So how we go to Parliament, folks, and trouble corruption? How we do it? How am I going to do it? How am I going to code this unit? I'm going to say the bleep unit. Mansoor there banned the word corruption in the National Assembly. Can you believe that? We backward or we forward? Naomi, Beatrice, Iban, Hazel, Avril. We backward or we forward? Are we sideways? How are we going to do it? You know, as Paul Slow talked there about the Mohammeds being sanctioned, in that indictment by OFAC within the U.S. State Department, they said ministers of this government, the PPP government, corrupt. They take bribes. They thief money. Read the indictment, is right up on the OFAC website. And you will see what they talk about. Members of the government being corrupt. So the US got a lot of the names. How often you see them going to the US? Some of them are scared to travel because they know they slip up. The authorities go with them. The authorities, Patricia Sana, Dan, Griffzandi, Avril, Mandy, Hewley, go with them. Yeah. Yeah. Believe it or not, they're scared to travel. Not like y'all, the frequent flyers. Nothing like y'all. But we're watching it. I'm telling y'all, they can get it right. They're going to get it right. Elections got consequences. That's why elections have consequences. And we'll be talking about some of those consequences tonight. Some of us heading to the National Assembly. On your behalf, of course, thank you for your vote. I see you there. I see you all. Thank you for your vote. Each and every one of you. Reposing that confidence in us. Iban Lamy says, Bam Bam. Pim Pim. You know the whole thing, top to bottom. Pim Pim. Then get it right. Mavis, Beatrice, Carol, Neville, Emily, they can get it right. One way or the other. Y'all hear me? Elections got consequence. We can talk about that in a little bit. We saw leader of the PNCR, outgoing leader of the opposition, says that, you see, this election here should have had a forensic audit. Claudia didn't want to go in that direction. Just yesterday, I think I saw, was it Forward Ghana Movement? Talking about several infractions that occurred during these elections. Several clarifications that they have asked for. And the GECOM has since refused. As a matter of fact, they have said that GECOM, they even dignified with a response. Did not even dignify them with a response. You see? And that's the stakeholder, you know. That is the body responsible for the discharge of our elections. They even dignified with a response. Take a look, Mr. Norton.
Leader of the People's National Congress Reform Aubrey Norton had sought a forensic audit of the 2025 elections. The Ghana Elections Commission, headed by Justice Claudette Singh, ruled that there would be no forensic audit. Instead, Norton should move to the courts by way of an elections petition. Norton, in an interview, sought to justify the need for a forensic audit.
Because a forensic audit would be able to tell you all the procedures they violated. It will be able to give you a clear idea of what happened in the polling stations. You'll be able to vet the computer and the computer programs. Some people believe that some of the skullduggery were undertaken at that level.
He said that there were polling clerks aligned to the incumbent government.
So in many areas where you couldn't have the kind of scrutiny, the government did what they wanted to do. And so unless you do a forensic audit, you're not going to get to the bottom of it.
He said that his call for the audit was a signal that the elections were improper. He said that he had agents at all the polling stations.
You have a folio in which you see the picture of the person. If you challenge it, like happened in polling stations, say, but this is not the person. The PO then rules, and the PO rules in favor of the government.
And there were objections like that.
There were many objections like that, but the PO said, well,
that's the person.
That's the person. And there's no other mechanism for recourse.
Then there is the reality that money is crucial.
Money is critical, and that the society has been pushed into poverty, and one cannot campaign without being cognizant of the fact that you have to respond to that poverty, and money will play a critical role. We also have to become involved in education for political consciousness, because when money becomes the key factor is when people aren't politically conscious.
Outgoing leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR, making the arguments there. Money, money. Isn't that what the good book says? Money. Answered all things, love of money, the root of all evil. Yeah. Let's head into some of the other issues we're tracking this evening. How are you all doing? We saw some land identified quite recently at the University of Ghana, Turkine campus, designated for the construction of the Caribbean Council of Legal Education, 4th Regional Law School. Now, I hope when they tell these stories, one would wish and hope that they do it right. You know, pre-2015, the PP government, they were against a local law school. We were young and brash, undergraduates reading law. Type in law school in Sheridan and see how much petitions I made in the newspapers and letters to the editor on the subject matter of a local law school. The PP had turned their faces against it. And as soon as the APNU AFC government came in, they started to lay the groundwork, engaging the CARICOM counterpart, and also engaging the Legal Education Council towards this end. But of course, alas, we're dealing with the PVP. And they would never give credit where credit is due. And that's dishonest. That's dishonest. But we heard the latest announcement coming. I don't even know if it was any of announcement because that land was already allocated there at the University of Ghana since between 2020 and 2015. But of course, there's coming commission all your projects over. So the Attorney General Anil Andalal today announced this latest development, stating that the land clearing will begin shortly and that government aims to make the institution operational in the shortest possible time. This sounds very familiar. Coming soon, coming shortly. As I said, the Caribbean Legal Education Council, they have approved the law school. And this was revealed according to Irfan Ali during his inauguration speech. All of this was had many years ago. This announcement that we had gotten the okay to go in this direction, all of this. This is quite surprising, like it's eureka, you know. But I'm happy that we're going in this direction because not only Guyanese students are locked out of pursuing the practice of law, which going to law school enables you. You do your LLB here, your Bachelor's of Law degree, as I did, and then you do your Caribbean, your legal education certificate that allows you to practice in the court. And lots of our students have been locked out on that front. In addition to that, lots of CARICOM nationals also come and study law here. And because of that, they don't get into the top 25 and find it very difficult to go out and practice in their own home country. And that is why we began pursuing this in earnest when we took government 2015 and 2020. Yeah. So this is not new. The people should tell people about these things. But alas, they would never tell you the gas to shore project was already on the table and half the cost now. The studies were already done for the New Harbor Bridge. The Heroes Highway, the plan was already laid. But a lot of the term 2015-2020 was spent cleaning up the nonsense of the People's Progressive Party civic. And also getting the engine room work done, getting those studies done, hammering out, for instance, the Natural Resource Fund Act. So that we have a vehicle, a financial vehicle, the architecture to bring that windfall into our system. You had to do that. There was nothing there. Them boys didn't spend the time doing that. And so we had to come in and use that 5 years to do all of that. And Guyanese are reaping the harvest now. So when they come, can we be a bit truthful? Can we be a bit truthful? So I want to say congrats to all of us as Guyanese. This work started. This is what you call, I'm not upset that they're doing some work on this. This is called continuity of government. It's a must. Every government can't come and break down everything the other government has done. Where would we be like that? Friends and brothers and sisters, where would we be like that? Absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I'm making sense, Donna. Mandy, Desiree, Forbes, Joylyn, Neville. I'm making sense. How was Sunday? I'm making sense. So, kudos on the continuity of government and carrying the project forward. You know, it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. See, some of y'all saying, I'm making enough sense. A step in the right direction. Of course, we've told you by now, yesterday, the shocking news that the then leader of the Lines for Change, Attorney at Law Nigel Hughes, had resigned from that post after the party suffered a considerable, significant defeat in the polls, not obtaining one seat in the National Assembly. Taking full responsibility for the state of the party, the then leader resigned Yep, shocked a lot of persons internally, from what we understand. GKH Lal, columnist and thought leader, he said Nigel did an honorable thing. Rare political honor. This is GHK Lal rather. GHK Lal commended Hughes on his resignation as leader of the Alliance for Change and describing it as an uncommon act of accountability in Guyana's political culture. That's what he said. This was in an op-ed, I think it was today, or was it yesterday? We were reflecting on it. And he likened this decision to the historical tradition of honorable exits after failure, referencing both military and political leaders globally who have stepped down or took drastic actions in the face of defeat. Hughes, who assumed leadership in June 2024, as I've said, resigned following the AFC's devastating performance in this year's general and regional elections, where the party only secured 3,610 votes nationwide. And we have not heard from him specifically as yet on the subject matter, but acknowledged full responsibility in this letter to party executives. GHK Lal applauded the move, contrasting it with what he views as Guyana's broader culture of political stubbornness and denial. As I said last evening on the program, thanks to all the folks who threw their hat in the 2025 race to make a difference. To talk the thing is one thing, but to actually do it, and that is commendable. That is commendable, and we can leave that there. Right? We can leave that there. I want to follow to some of y'all. Y'all know I could say a lot in the subject matter, right? But that being said, folks, that being said, you know, the madness on the road continues. The madness on the road continues. Folks, when you come out your house in this country and you're going back, thank you, lucky stars, because you don't know. Thank the Father above. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Thank them. You don't know. We saw a fatal motorcycle crash. The pillion rider, we're told, was killed. 31-year-old Kevin Ned of Golden Grove on the east coast of Demerara. And this followed a 3-vehicle accident a few days ago along the Coven John public road. Ned, as I said, he was the pillion rider on this motorcycle that was driven by 21-year-old Emmanuel Elias from Victoria, when we told the motorcycle collided at a high speed with a motor car. And both men were thrown from the bike, and we told that Ned landed in the path of an oncoming lorry and later succumbed to his injuries at the Enmore Regional Hospital. Elias, who survived Ned, has since been charged with causing death by dangerous driving and several other traffic-related offenses. Yeah. And he has since pleaded not guilty to the death of his comrade, right? And not guilty to the related charges, and he has been released on $200,000 bail. Some of the charges that he pleaded not guilty to included being an unlicensed driver, a number of other offenses. Slow down. You know, that thing is freaked me out. You shouldn't even be thieving a ride. But let's say, like young people do. Oh, go in the corner now. It's the people who thief in the ride. They do the most wheelie, the most stunts on the roadways. Slow down and let me arrive alive. Please and thank you. Slow down. And we told this matter continues. This case is set to continue on November 25th. Slow down. Such a need for speed. But we can get it right. One way or the other, we can get it right. Good to have all of you on the broadcast. Why don't you do us a big favor? Share that live for us. Please and thank you. And smash that emoji button as well so that others, Ashley, Desiree, Savage, Sparkle, Veronica, gets the valid, incredible information as well. Eva, Wayne, Kurt, please and thank you. Share the broadcast. We got over 2,500 of you on the live. We're so privileged. We got 1,400 of you watching us on Facebook. Sorry, 1,000 of you watching us on Facebook and over 1,400 watching us on the tube. Good night to all of you, wherever you all are joining us from. It's so much to cover this evening, and I hope we can get through all of it. Just want to bring you all up to speed with some of the things that happened over the last 24, 48 hours, as you guys might have been busy living your lives, you know. People didn't see places to go, unlike us. Unlike us. But we can keep you all up to speed nonetheless. We count it a privilege. We count it a privilege to be able to catch you all up on the day's happening. You know, lots of stuff, as I said, is happening. Elections has consequences. Right? You see, when you understand the ebbs and flows of life, you don't get excited and worked up unnecessary. When you understand the seasons and stages and the vicissitudes of politics, after every election, you get fallout. Even when you're successful, you just get fallout. Why didn't get the PS swap? Why don't you get minister? Where this one now come from? Even when you're successful, what our friends on the other side have perfected, perhaps to their credit, is to conceal it better. Much more when you are unsuccessful, and you've had major setbacks. How much more you would not have followed. And that is some of what we're seeing in the aftermath of the 2025 general and regional elections. What we're witnessing, brothers and sisters, is the fallout. But we got a hold of focus. We got a hold of focus. How long Bob Marley died? Brother Bob. How long? Some friends we had. Some friends we lost. Along the way. You see? Ever true. Ever true. And so in politics, in 2025, some people will come, some people will go. Folks, one day, in my Mufasa's voice, the sun will set on my time. As well, it is part of the ebb and flow, the tide in the affairs of men. It will happen. I pray when that day comes. I have done all that I could, all that I can. And I go to pasture on my own terms. Nobody gonna push me out. Nobody gonna push me out. Then I will say, right, I have run my race. I've finished my course. And I've kept the faith. I gone out to pasture. Another Rasta come and take me place. That's how we do it. And so I was so privileged. When I saw these stalwarts of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, Annette Ferguson, and it is a warlord, Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford, both independently issuing urgent calls for party unity and for comprehensive reform amid whatever you all are seeing out there that's causing all of these jitters. I don't know who else might run out the lineup. I don't, Elson. I don't know. What I know for certain is that there's nothing new under the sun. And we get it right. Right? For helpers, how was song in there? Making sense? Marlon, Bantu, Idris, Yvette, Joseph, Veronica, Savage, Shella. Am I making sense? We get it right. One way or the other. This is what we got to do. If you have a setback, simple or significant, you got to weigh. Look at where it went wrong and come again. Tweak. Change. build up, break down, whatever is needed. Whatever is needed. And again, I was so heartened to see the big ones, the stalwarts, saying, hold a focus. Hold a focus. Please and thank you. Of course, you know, Annette Ferguson, former parliamentarian, former minister of government, right? She said that PNCR is the only mass-based political organization with a resilient legacy, urging the party's members to honor the party's history and founder Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham through renewed solidarity. And City Council Royce Ford, for his part, and a strongly op-ed, I think this was in Village Voice, he called the party's recent electoral defeat a moment for introspection, himself proposing sweeping reforms, including term limits, grassroots engagement, and youth leadership. All noble gestures. He also accused the PPC government of promoting loyalty over competence in its latest ministerial reshuffle. And that is something I heard also former Finance Minister Wilson Jordan on as well. He said the whole lineup is uninspiring. Uninspiring. So let me hold a focus. Let me hold a focus. Both of them independently said without bold change and a return to the core values, the party risks fading into political irrelevance. You can't knock them for that. You can't knock. We got to mix things up. This is the age of samba politics. Shelley, Jade, Desiree, Trevon, Carlin, and move things along. You know, we got to get busy living or busy dying. Take your pick. When all else fails, management theorists tell us, try something. Try something bold. Folks, I'd rather be living in this time than any other time. These are exciting times. When your back's against the wall, you got to fight forward. You see? I'm grateful. I know he who is a way maker and can make a way. But that's for another time. Forward ever, folks. Trevon, Gail, Bantu, Chinsing, forward ever and backward never. I'm happy for their thoughts. I'm happy. When this passports application thing coming online, man? When? Years upon years, I'm hearing this. And we had started to move the needle along on this, up to AFC. Didn't we? Didn't we almost have it all? Remember when we held hands in the rain? The nights we almost, all right. Did we almost have this thing? I'm making sense. Passport lines on the AFC government became shorter. Decentralized. Passport office in Linden. Passport office in Bobis. And elsewhere. Right. You could have gone to a JP, a post office. Any part of the region, did an application, sent it in. And we started to put this process online. All this oil money. And we can talk about oil money before we close the program. All this oil money. My God. We can't get it right. We can't get it right. But we can get it right. One way or the other. The PP can't get it right. But we can get it right. One way or the other. It's just promises. How long we get our money for the EID card? 3 years ago, they can't get it right. But they can get it right. One way or the other. You hear me? How long we getting money for the census? We can't get the census result. They can't get it right, but they can get it right. One way or the other, they can get it right. You hear me? They can get it right. So promises. They're coming, but they can't come. Can't you hear that? If you're coming, come. Coming soon, coming shortly. What is it? Make up your mind. Make up your mind. When? And you know what? You know what freaks me out? They got cut a ribbon for this, you know. They got cut a ribbon for this. They ain't coming in quietly. Countries have gone on eons ago with this. You remember when you used to buy a ticket here? You have to get 6,000 or 5,000 or 4,000 for airport tax. You remember that? And countries had a bill the ticket cost eons ago. They had a cut ribbon for that. And then we incorporated. You see, we go quietly. Know how backward we are. Then I say to you folks, one of the missed opportunities of COVID-19 is that we didn't push more for online services. We should have been billing out our educational system. Billing it out. We can have a space problem in this country. We can't billing all the time. But an online system, a real online system, not somebody on Zoom talking to you. That's not online education. Come on now, you talk to educators who understand this business. They'll tell you that's not online education. You just behind the screen and somebody got Zoom link and telling, dictating to you something. It's more than that. It is more than that. You see, but we've lost sight of what really matters, putting people first. We've lost sight of that. And so is all the promises here and now. People have gone on. One of our sons, born in Trinidad, his passport expired. We did all of it online. Till now, we didn't see an office in Trinidad from right here. Renew his passport. It was posted here. All online. Nobody watching me. Who you vote for? Right. Paid online to get it expedited. Submit all the documents online. That was how many years ago? 4, 5 years, 6 years ago. And we now saying we call it online and you must get cut a ribbon for that now. It's innovative, transformational, digital. Yeah, just talking quietly and let me move forward, man. Talking quietly and let me move forward. So Vishnu give the people votes. Vishnu. How we solve a problem like Vishnu? But didn't get it right. You mean Vishnu get the people votes? I like how GECOM is coming. You see, what is rigging for somebody else? For GECOM, it's an error. It's an error in tabulation. My God, a whole 9,938 votes. Vishnu get the PP in Region 9 when the votes were supposed to be apportioned for Region 10. A totally different party. It's a tabulation error. And they were adamant that it didn't change the outcome of the seat allocation. The other thing that is very striking here in this matter. The other thing that's very striking. Why is it every time you got a wrong count, it's always been in favor of the wrong count? The mistabulation, the tabulation error, it's always favor the PPP. Make it make sense. Why it always favors the PPP? Why is that? AFC never get nothing extra. And you all know this last election, they could get something extra. PNC never get nothing extra, WPA. Right? Liberty and Justice Party, Change Guyana Initiative, TCI, whoever it be. Never, it's always the PPP. Getting the extra seat, the extra vote, the extra ballot box. What is rigging over, sir? Is tabulation error over there. That is what GECOM would have us believe. That's what it have us believe. Right? That's what it have us believe. After this discovery of major discrepancies in the results of the 2025 general and regional election, you see why Norton asked for a forensic audit? Because who knows what else has been sent elsewhere? Who knows? I don't know. But unless you have a forensic audit of this thing, how are you going to know? Who knows what else was added for the PPP? Who knows? So the People's Progressive Party Civic received this 9,938 votes in Region 9 and 10 apparently. A statistical anomaly. The exact people who vote for them in Region 9 vote for them in 10. Did they? Did they? He said device logic. Norton said this. He said some of this thing defies logic. That's what defies logic. And folks are saying what's even more troubling is that in Region 10 tally, where the sum of votes listed by party amounts to 26,683, far exceeding the 21,009 that GECOM has officially reported on for the region. GECOM get it right. All of them should follow Nigel. Starting with Claudette, Vishnu, Babsi, all of them. Anil, all of them should follow. What's rigging over, sir? It's just a little error. Depends on who do it. It's just a tabulation error. Tabulation error. And the gazettes were signed by Vishnu. Not by Babsi. Vishnu. Signed them. All inconsistencies. How are we going to know? Huh? How are we going to know? What other statistical red flags are there? How are we going to know? Unless we don't have a forensic audit into this whole thing. How? 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 How are we going to do it? As we wrap up, good folks, get some cues here. Let's say hurry up and come off. We want to go home. Down the road of the files. Y'all sharing the live? Y'all smashing that emoji button? We want to give you all only the valid and credible information. Oh, y'all might just get the brown bag. Josh get the brown bag. That's what I want to tell y'all. Josh get the brown bag. He brown bag. He gave brown bag. I got about 6 other things to tell you. I think we're going to stop on this one. Josh get the brown bag. You remember Josh, can I? He was the one who, along with Kian Jabor, said they had kicked down. They're very proud, man. Kicked down a door at GECOM. He had kicked. Josh can get it right, Marlon. Malanda, Marianne, Tracy Clark, Chin Singh, Neville. He can get it right. Kicked down a door. They said they thought the chairman was being held hostage. Well, the chairman testified to see why she wasn't being held hostage. They kick it in. They were so proud. And then Josh went on to, I think he was heading the Youth Policy Council for Irfan Ali. They got millions of dollars through the annual budget. Did nothing. He walked around behind prayer 2 mornings. And now Josh Kanai, he gets the brown bag. He's been appointed as the first ever Deputy Permanent Secretary Administration at the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. Right. You get your brown bag, Josh. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Josh with ANUG? Or was it TCI? Was it ANUG or TCI? We tell you all them people who come with them small parties, how they independent and they want to see a different Guyana from the PPP and so on. Is them joining the PPP, you know? the same set. The PPP this and that and so on. And if you give us a chance in this life, we can do something totally different and radically new. Well, Josh was appointed by the PPP, Ministry of Local Government. Please and thank you. But like Dr. Walker paying these days, Frank, they ever give the doctors the 50% raise? That he said doctors deserve a big raise in pay? And I'm quite surprised that with all these new regional health hospitals and health authorities, Dr. Josh Kanai in tuck in because it's nice time. I wonder if it's that mandatory overtime that make Josh run, that a lot of doctors have been complaining about. I wonder if it's the low overtime remuneration that has caused Josh to take on a PS work now. I wonder if it's that. If everything nice and rosy in the health sector, how come Josh take his brown bag and tuck in by the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development? If everything nice in the health sector, he even go over by Frank Anthony. He even said Frank Tech was a little advisor by you. He got on the prayer. I wonder if he's the one who's been applying the medication. I wonder. Doc look different. No, Doc, Pray looking different these days. Doc said he has the dedication, the energy, and the vision not to go into the health sector, but to go into the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. He got the vision. He said, me, health sector, you crazy? Frank Anthony, health sector, you crazy? Priya Tech 1. Ministry of Local Government. Well, it's 3 lame ducks there now. Because Priya got fling over there as part of the motion. You remember Icarus? Icarus flew too close to the sun. He wanted to be like Prometheus. They fling out. Fling out Priya. Pauline Sukai. Fling out Pauline. You're in rare company, Josh. You in rare company. Because just in case you didn't know, Josh, just in case you didn't know, the Ministry of Local Government is where political careers go to die. Karimlal, Anand, Priya, Sukai. Take your cue. Reconsider. Josh, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is where political careers go to die. Josh, if you're so important in this process, how come you use that Minister of Labor? We can left it there. If you're working so hard, Josh, how come you use that Minister of Labor? All right. Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. Check 1. This we're going to leave it tonight, folks. This where we're going to leave it tonight. Savage, Diane, Elizabeth, Farouk, Waveney, Wayne, Tracy, Juliet, and all the other folks who joining us tonight. Ministry of Local Government, Regional Development, Tech 1. That's our time. Share the damn broadcast. Share the damn live. Smash that emoji button for us. And we're going to see you guys on the next podcast. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're dropping the mic virtually. Have a great evening. Have a fantastic
Bye.